For the first time, Mahama reacted to the AGYAPADIE document. No, na nsɛm a wɔka no, ɔse Akufo-Addo ho yɛ ne siri paa na Akufo-Addo dwen sɛ ɔba be defend na sɛ yɛto abama na wɔagya na agorɔ na ɔdi. Haya for 1G, but more than so subscribe and say N.Addo can share na so share na so yesa. We are not like ya share money also the insa akebien so we didn't feel children can want children. Nando pia John Dramani Mahama akopie moboko akyese campaign Kesi pa no de ahye so a akohyia ahemfo ho na nsɛm a wɔka no ano ahye pa. Na during the incident na video behwe obuhu na suggest for bebre abugyen kudi n'akyi just the name cross a flag be or mopti bija no send this flag there a video in nyina ye behwe ehu na no na GM the edit to just say AGYAPADIE document na aba point na Akufo-Addo gina platform so ka say any opponent na pese keka bi digu na nim asa no he won jai do cheche won jai be do keka no no say ansem no keka no en stop from oba on hwehwe sa ansem ni mo enne GM na ankasa se niema e AGYAPADIE document ni nyina no ya de a esi ankasa a mo fight a chese nipa doma wo nyina abaje ne so se GM ye do wase se wo so ba niema nkofo ewie nyina no you held them accountable enye Akufo-Addo nkwa enne sa family ne sa nkofo no mo book no nyina no wo so behwehwem no be bia mistake obi ano obetwema ba na chese o ma ba ide abeyi o ma no na so mantima yen o ma no dia ye de mra kwan ya de ye de ma famra kwan so je makasa yenko ne nkuti ne hwede ko
at the palace here today. Let me also acknowledge my mothers, our beautiful queen mothers, for coming to join us. Let me also thank all the citizens of Boko and everybody who has come here this morning. We launched our campaign on the 27th of July, that was last Saturday, and we immediately decided that we'll fan out in different directions. As you know, Nana Jane is in Central Region and has started her campaign there, and I decided to come home to Upper East to come and start my campaign here, and I chose Boko. And I chose my home Boko as the first port of call. And so this morning we're starting the national campaign here in Boko. We've already gone indoors and spoken to my father, the Boko Naba, and we've discussed a few issues. But there are a few issues that I think that I should say publicly so that we all are on the same wavelength. On 7th December, we have the opportunity to go and vote in both the presidential and parliamentary elections. That is the beauty of democracy. It gives us every 4 years the opportunity to make a change. And I do think that on 7th December, Ghanaians are going to vote for change. They're going to vote for change for several reasons. The first being that we need to send a signal both to the country and to the international community that we are not satisfied and happy with what is going on in Ghana. A vote for NPP again will be a vote for a third term for Nana Akufo-Addo. And it will send a signal to the rest of the world that we are happy, we are satisfied with what has gone on over the last 8 years. I've met several investors, and all of them are saying they are waiting to see the result of the election before they come and invest their money here in Ghana. And so we should not make a mistake with this particular election. It is an election like no other. The stakes are the highest. It will determine the future of our country. The second is we need to hold this government accountable for the hardship, the crisis that they've subjected Ghana to, for the state capture that they have implemented in Ghana over the last 8 years. Buying every state property, buying all the government lands, amassing wealth to themselves, Recently, there was an issue about a document called AGYAPADIE. They said it's fabricated. But even if it's fabricated, the implementation is not fabricated. Because everything that is written in that document has been implemented. So if really somebody sat and fabricated that document, then the person can really read the minds of people. Because how they could have written that document and read the minds of Nana Akufo-Addo and his family, that this is what they were going to do, that person is a proper creative writer. Because everything in that document has been implemented. And so the implementation cannot be fabricated. So they must be held accountable. And that is why N.Addo says he will not hand over to John Dramani Mahama. Because he knows that when I come, I'll hold he and his family and his government accountable for what they have done. And so they want their vice president to take over from them so that he can come and cover their backs. It is not going to happen. NDC is going to win the election, and those who have made the people of Ghana suffer by misappropriating the wealth of the people, by abusing their office, will be held accountable for what they have done. But I'm always quick to add that when we come into government and we appoint people into office under our government, the same measure that we met out to the outgone NPP administration is the same measure we shall deal with our own people in our government if they do the same thing that the NPP has done. And so, I want all of us to turn out in our numbers and vote. There's a mop-up exercise that is currently going on. And so those who still haven't had the opportunity to register, this is your last chance. Because as far as I know, this is the last time the Electoral Commission is going to open the register before we go for elections. And so for the young people who are 18 and above, who still haven't had the opportunity, please take advantage of it. It's just a 3-day exercise. I think this is the 3rd day, or the 3rd day. And so this is your last opportunity today to go and register so that you can vote. There are many issues that have been raised by Boko Naba. And one is the issue of the government hospital in Boko. If you remember, in 2016, it was a major campaign promise that if NDC won the election, we will build a first-class government hospital in Boko so that you don't have to travel. So that you don't have to travel to Bolga and to Tamale to seek medical care. There's a hospital we're building in Garu, which unfortunately has been abandoned. I can assure the people of Garu that when we come, we'll continue and finish that hospital too, so that they can have access to modern healthcare facilities. There are many projects that we were working on that unfortunately have stalled. I remember I cut the sod for the start of the Bolga-Boku-Pulmakon road sometime in 2015. We expected that that road would have been completed today. As of now, the contractor has left site and the road has been abandoned. I can assure you, and I assured my father Boko Naba, that when we come, we'll tackle that road and finish it. We also Professor Mills conceptualized the idea of the Eastern Corridor project, and we started it in the time of Professor Mills. I came and I continued it and did the segment between Nakwanduri and Otidamanko. There's another segment from Nakwanduri all the way through to Kulungungu. That segment has not been started yet. I can assure you when we come, depending on the availability of resources, and we will prioritize that road. We will complete the Eastern Corridor Road so that it will make it easier to move from here to the south. I also cut short to start the Tamni irrigation project, and we didn't complete before we left. We finished phase 1. This government continued it very slowly, but still it has not been done. This project will bring about 3,000 hectares of land under irrigation so that our young people can do dry season gardening. They can do all year round gardening so that they don't have to go down south to look for menial jobs. And so when we come, we'll finish the Tamni irrigation project because we know it's going to benefit at least 4 districts in this area. All the young people will have the opportunity, who are interested in farming, will have the opportunity to be able to farm all the year round. And so Tamni is one thing that will finish. In addition to that, Boko Naba raised with me several other issues, including a tertiary educational institution in Boko area, because we don't have a tertiary educational, there's no university in this area. So the young people, when they finish school, have to travel to other places to go to university. And he's recommended that we use the Savannah Research Institute's project office here as the basis for that. We'll look at the feasibility and see how we can get that going. There are other programs. We intend to launch our manifesto this month, and there are several projects that are targeted at reducing unemployment. And one of them is the farmer service centers. They are going to serve as the center for providing inputs and services to farmers. We're going to start with 50 of them, and they will be put in strategic locations so that all farmers will register. At the beginning of farming season, they'll give you the seeds, they'll give you fertilizer, they'll give you the inputs, they'll come and plow for you and do everything that you need. At the end of the harvest, when you harvest, you go back and pay the credits that you have been given, so that the next season they can come and do the same thing for you. And so the farmer service centers are going to be a one-stop shop to assist our farmers to be able to increase production. The problem with our economy is that we're an import-dependent economy. Even things that we can produce ourselves, we're importing. And so we're importing rice, we're importing tomatoes from Burkina Faso, we're importing fish, we're importing vegetable cooking oil, and so many other things to the tune of almost $3 billion a year. The only way we can improve the lives of our people is to make sure that we produce as much as we can ourselves so that we can have enough food to eat, and even export to make foreign currency come into our financial system. And so we're going to do that to turn this economy around, stabilize the economy, stabilize the CD that is running away. It was 4 CDs in 2016. Today it is 16 CDs, and people are asking us to praise them for doing well. Inflation went up to 54%. Today it is above 20%, and they're saying we should say congratulations to them for doing well. That's why I say they are living in an illusion, because it doesn't look like they are living on this same planet or in this same country with us. They say people are not hungry, yet the statistics show that 8 million of our people went 24 hours without food because they could not afford to buy food. And so we must make a change, and the opportunity to make that change is 7th December 2024. We have good news for our women. Women are the majority population in this country. They are more than the men. And women are active in agriculture. They are active in trading, commerce. If you go to the markets, it's mostly our mothers and our sisters who are doing business there. Unfortunately, they don't have access to the kind of credit or capital so that they can grow their businesses. And so, aside from empowering our women by the affirmative action bill that has just been passed by Parliament, the NDC intends to set up a women's development bank so that it can provide credit to our women. The bank will have its branches in the markets and all other places where women do business, so that the little capital that they need, the 1,000 Ghana, 2,000 Ghana, 500 Ghana, to be able to invest in their businesses, the bank will be able to advance it to them at very low interest rate, so that they don't have to go to loan sharks and go and take credit and have the loan sharks chasing, so that they also can go into the world of work and earn something for themselves. Requesting
John Dramani Mahama and Akopion Boko near Shese de Nipa Doma Bochin Kuho or more Bojeniso, essence or cancer bar, or behold the Akoford and Crawford, Nina accountable na Omonia G pa. No says, one yes, I'm cranning on one. So one yes, I'm cranning on one. How come say, Butima a country nipe o mo chiromosa. And yes, no, mo say, like, my idea saying other previous governments, including Kwame Akroma. These are the words from GM. I just say near brie pals. I don't call for we or more live other word and I say near no more keeping on the you okay, so or more near moment that to be a don't pay into no more casana. GM motion and yes and near brie pa. No castle or bar. Sound coffee or more for Mundi da. Sani ma bonye koswa mo de mra bom ho ban se na be ya nipa intimi hwehwe mo nsem no oba sani ma ni nyina mo boa so agyapade document na ohwe na state capture niema ahodo a omode buku ehwe ni nyina obo begigi ni nyina mo ye mo se okay na presidency fabricated stories share or say fabricated nipa otre no we very creative as a no because in sembi e wombia no in sema just a woman you people more than more implement it yes more implement so a ese we benyo ni nyina isi super pepe also unjai manen kada bia mo wi anyama no gugu bia James obo bagigi ni nyina no se ne strong one ama ono ankro for say so ba ade o de be this people no so wosu ye bi on fa honje forget no any bia jai omo appointment enje was so ba onka also the oba ade o de be san nkofo we no ye ni idea bia on na so ba ade o de be yo mo so find out na so ye the same thing na pepe no de be yo en fa wo so di na chine ni campaign also fa honje because this is the time was ye build the Ghana we want. Any braba comment section or their subscribe and share my news here in Sanke behind the proceedings here.